Hello, my name is Danielle and I live in Toronto. Today I wanted to talk to my peers, my coworkers, and friends and family, and complete strangers about mental disorders. I want to create a conversation that is open and unapologetic and bring forth more information about what it's like to live with a few of more common mental disorders, but some that are really not talked about. I am 27. I have been depressed and had anxiety since I was around 8 or 9. Um, One of the causes for this was that uh, my grandfather passed away, and it was my trigger for my mental disorder. Uh, Mine is typically hereditary, it runs in my family, and that could be something as simple as, your mom having depression or your grandmother having agoraphobia, and you just having one single experience growing up that made you, um, feel a very intense emotion that could have triggered it. Something as simple as that. It could be from going to war and, seeing people die. It could be from a traumatic abuse as a child. It could be from an assault in your teens. It could be something that happens to you later on in life. It could be a break, a mental break that happens when you're working way too hard and not sleeping enough and under so much stress from society and from your work or from your family. And those things happen to everybody. The problem is that not everybody is told what a mental disorder is, and that more often than not, someone's actually suffering from one. They may not know it. I have borderline personality disorder. I also have what they are calling rapid cycling bipolar disorder, which is, I think, type 2. I had to be medicated last year because I was so deep in a well of depression that I couldn't find a way out except for drowning. And I didn't want to do that because I made a promise when I was younger, suffering from the same feelings, that I wouldn't do it to my family and I wouldn't do it to my partner, because that doesn't end pain, it just passes it on to someone else. So I decided to go get help. I was lucky enough to be living in Toronto at the time, and I went to CAMH, which is an amazing facility filled with incredible people who work day in and day out to normalize and educate and treat mental illness. So I was properly diagnosed for the first time in my whole entire life of suffering from these things. And I was finally able to see clearly what was me and what was my mental disorder. And that was an incredible experience because I stopped feeling so guilty. One of the horrible experiences of dealing with these things is that you're constantly made to feel guilty for being lazy or being emotional or being too sensitive or being over dramatic or too cautious, or a million things. And that typically is enough to make somebody want to hide and to not talk about it and to just shut up and to really just never share with anybody that they're going through something. And when I finally realized that there was a difference between me and my mental disorder, I wanted to create that conversation. I want people to know that if you're experiencing something, talk about it. I don't care if you feel silly. I don't care if you feel like you aren't warranted to feel this way. talk to somebody. I'm going to leave this video up, and you can send an email to me. And although I'm going to make a big effort to read them all, it's unlikely that I'll be able to answer them all in a very timely manner. I want you to reach out to somebody and tell them that you're suffering, because nobody should have to suffer alone. I want everyone to feel that you are valid, you are a human being, that you deserve to feel loved, you deserve to feel cared about, you deserve to feel that you are enough. And it's bad enough that you have a voice inside your head telling you that you don't deserve any of those things. And sometimes it's your family that's saying those things. Sometimes it's your friends. Sometimes it's, your boss. And that's really difficult. But that's why it's so important to go to somebody, a professional, a doctor, a priest, anybody that you feel that you can talk to and really speak up, because that's how we're going to normalize it. That's how people are going to start realizing that it's okay to feel like this. It's okay to not be normal. It's okay to not be okay. And I want people to start talking more openly without the fear of stigma, because without talking, that's always going to be the case. Stigmas are always going to be in place. Stereotypes will always be in place. People are going to be shunned. People are going to be ostracized from their work, their play, their schools. We need to start talking, because without it, we're all going to keep staying in the dark all by ourselves. And I'm tired of that.